Skydance is Behemoth. Hi guys, it's a big review for Skydance Behemoth. This game is designed like a Xbox era action game. That means linear levels sprinkled with pretty natural feeling combat arenas. This is broken up by regularly twisting paths that lead to collectibles and extra loot for explorers. Pretty by the numbers, but it works. The game is structured in two big levels broken up into smaller levels. Big levels take about an hour, while smaller ones are 50-30 minutes. The combat arenas feel somewhat natural since you are oftentimes strolling through an abandoned fort, and your enemies use and ambush you with sensible factions. The exploration paths are pretty neat and never feel too brain dead. It's engaging enough and actually offers unique set pieces. Combat. You have played on the hardest difficulty, which is actually very difficult to the point of constantly dying. The combat system consists of a pretty signed stamina bar early on. The classic TVD, Saints and Cine weapon feel everything is real heavy. The game is designed around playing for basic combat with most weapons, with a dodge every now and then. The game also gives you a rage mode, in which you attack you are stronger, you can knock armor off easier and you have the infinity stamina. The enemies are soft but wear hard armor, so it becomes a dance of getting your opponents to show their weak spots. There is also an environment element that sadly becomes rare later on. It's quite similar to Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, however grappling enemy stays constantly throughout the game. Bosses. The human boss is very surprisingly good. Varied, no reskins, they are unique, all drop cool loot, they are all interesting to fight and challenging while not taking no longer. Their arenas are memorable. They are just not bosses for bosses' sake but have purpose in the role, generally great. Especially the screaming girl in a great elevator. She was one of my favorite boss fights in any video game. She was incredible fair, kept you on your toes. She put constant resources on you. She was deadly but also died fast. Plus, he had a really cool unique mechanic and an amazing area. Titans. I have only fought two behemoths, and the first one was unique clunky. You died really climbing it. Not did it feel challenging. It was hard to figure out what to do. I honestly expected more. It felt like a gimmick boss from Dark Souls 1, not great since it is an all on marketing. However, the second behemoth is very good fight. It's exactly what I wish the first fight was. It has spectacle in grand, interesting, you climb the titan. It's very intuitive, engaging and fun. The grappling hook. I don't want to just swoon over this for 500 words. In short, it's amazing, it's useful, it's easy to use, it's powerful, it's fun. The rope physics are amazing, also not quite on par with RDR2. The rope cutting mechanics are amazing as well. It's not just a point and you will be dragged to a point in a straight line. It's much more engaging and varied. I urge you to buy the game if you are a grappling hook enthusiast. Optimization. It's aggressive, this game runs incredibly and there is a lot of development magic going on to make that possible. I don't want to knock it because I appreciate it, but optimization always has downsides. You can sometimes see things pop in. Many items are not interactive when they look like they would be, which is shame. Some textures are noticeably lower res in some probably more demanding places. Light resources are also backed in except for torches. Story. I'm going to update this latest science so far, it's just explosion. But the environmental storytelling in a pretty on point. The story does seem very predictable early on, but actually becomes much more interesting. Also noteworthy is that the other player characters weren't Ask good question, takes clear sides and in generally not dull. The cutscenes are murmurously done. It's done like Half-Life Alyx, where a person talks and you can explore a small area or room while it happens. The dialogue is brief as to not have gameplay too much, and bigger monologues are cleverly split into different rooms as not to restrict the player. Especially noteworthy is that what they always put incredibly items next to talking NPCs so people with short attention spans can mess around with the items and it works murmurously. I have nothing but respect for how well this is done. It's good, bro. This is clearly a game that was made with love and care. It is creatively and takes many learned lessons from previously games to make this the best it can be. The only problem is a lot of bugs and the terrible first Behemoth fight.